What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We are here for episode number 24 of our Formula One 24 driver career mode, and as you can see, we got a pretty good season so far. There's a arguably four-way title fight for the championship between myself, Leclerc, Lando Norris, and Max Verstappen. We currently got a 4-point lead over Charles Leclerc, 5 points over Lando Norris, so anything can happen race by race, so be sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you guys know when these videos come out, so you can stay up to date with this championship fight. This is turning out to be one of the better seasons that I've ever done, really, for the driver career mode, my team career mode, any of those. We have had some good title fights in the past, but I think this one's going to chalk up to be one of the best, hopefully. Still a lot of racing left to go, but we're getting set here for the Imola Grand Prix, just getting some upgrades in. They won't be in for this Grand Prix, they'll be in for the Spanish Grand Prix. We're gonna get this intercooler, just minor engine power upgrade, but we head into qualifying here into Q1. Just keep an eye on Charles Leclerc, seeing what the pace is like. Now, I did say at the start of the season that this would be probably one of the tracks I struggled with, at least in recent memory. I don't fare too well in Imola, so Leclerc does pretty good. Lando Norris also coming around the final corner on his first flyer in Q1. He crosses the line with the 114.1. And now it's our turn to go out for our flying lap. I'm going to try and get this done in one lap so we can save another set of soft tires come Q3. Give us two runs on a fresh set of soft tires. We're coming in to this race at an 83 overall. If we have a really good race, we can possibly get to 84. We're in a rivalry with Yuki Tsunoda over the driver ratings. I don't care too much about that, but I think we do get some recognition for winning that, so we're going to keep an eye on that. Currently on this lap, doing pretty good so far. Our two green sectors at the moment, so we should be good to you know, get ourselves up near the top, and then hopefully we can hold on to the end to get into Q3. A little bit of wheel spin out of the final corner. But as we cross the line here with a 114.7, that will be good enough. We finished P6, drop down to P8 by the end of it, because everyone else did a second run, or not everyone, but all the, you know, midfielders, the back runners, they all did a second run. So here for Q2 now. Our first lap was on that set that we used in Q1, so scrubbed set, and we should be improving pretty drastically here through the first sector. Purple, up 3/10, and we need to try and out-qualify Lando Norris because we got the teammate rivalry, of course. We've also started a championship rivalry officially in the, you know, rivalry menu, or whatever you want to call it, with Lando Norris, so ever more important now to try and out-qualify him. I think that gives us an extra bonus point in the rivalry, and then we also get extra points, of course, for finishing ahead of him. So we got to beat Lando Norris, we got to beat Charles Leclerc, we got to beat everyone if we want to win the World Championship. But my main focus is Lando, obviously, because he is our teammate. We're in the same machinery. Leclerc in that Ferrari, though, I don't think they brought upgrades. It looks like, according to the R&D charts, that they actually lost a little bit of pace with their development, so they've dropped down to the fourth fastest car. Mercedes sitting in the second spot, and then Red Bull in the third spot. They're neck and neck with each other. I think they're right beside each other, like on par in terms of development. But we cross the line here at the end of Q2 in P2 behind George Russell. So Mercedes really showing their pace here. Lewis Hamilton in P3. Lando Norris down in P5, but we still got Q3 to go here, so let's see what we could do in the final qualifying. Our first lap puts us into P5 behind the two Ferraris and Lando Norris and Max Verstappen, who I think is sitting on provisional pole at the moment. If not, he's in P2. I think it showed up on the chart there. But yeah, again, Lando Norris starting to out qualify us. We're going on our final run here. Now, what I did was I went out, I guess, a lap early technically, because I realized that the fuel load was pretty you know, high for our car. So I went out, tried to burn extra fuel so that on the final flyer here, we have a little bit extra juice in terms of pace, because our fuel load obviously is going to be a lap lower than everyone else, and it's paying off here. We got a purple sector 1, and now we're 2/10 behind pole position. So hopefully they don't improve too much on their second flyer here. I'm assuming they probably got an extra set of soft tires as well. So everyone is equal in terms of tires, but we are improving pretty drastically through the first 2 sectors here. Through this little U section, we drop down a little bit, but get back up to 2/10 of a second. Now, currently, this is not enough to get onto pole position, but we get a really good exit out of the chicane. Now we just got to focus on the final 2 corners here, nail them down, get a good exit out of that final corner, all the way down to the line, and we get a great exit out of the final corner, cross the line, 4.8 tenths better than that previous lap, but it's still not good enough for pole position. So Max and Lando improved on their second flyer. We're going to be starting in P3. Verstappen grabs pole position, and we were just a 10th off of Verstappen and even closer to Lando Norris, but we're still going to be starting behind them. I'm kind of liking that though, because it's a long run down into turn 1, so there's a good chance we could pick up a slipstream, maybe grab a spot or 2 and take the lead going into turn 1 of this race. Let's get right into it. Alright, we are here for the Emilia Romagna Crypto.com Amazon Web Service Cyborg Racing Grand Prix, and it's gonna be a good race, I think, because we got the top 4 in the championship standings, all in the top 4. We got Verstappen bouncing back after the last race, starting on pole position, and then Lando Norris out qualifying me once again. I think we've only out qualified him once so far this season. We're struggling with pace, or 1 lap pace in qualifying, because Lando keeps out qualifying us, and we've had to overtake him on the track several times to get a 4-point gap over him in the Drivers' Championship. And then we got the Ferrari in the least powerful car of the 4 behind me. Red Bull has brought some upgrades to this Grand Prix, and they are now ahead, or maybe they were always ahead, but they're ahead of Ferrari, and they're actually tied with Mercedes, which has Lewis Hamilton and George Russell starting in P6 and P5. So everything seems to be going as expected here. We're approaching the grid. Let's see if we can further our championship gap to Lando Norris in this one. Turn 1 should be entertaining here. All right, here we go for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. We've angled our car to cut off Leclerc at the start here. We got 5 red lights. This race is underway, and we have been successful in cutting off Leclerc, but he's going to try and go to the outside this time. Or no, that's Lewis Hamilton, who gets a good start. He overtakes Leclerc. Lando Norris goes into turn 1, takes the lead of the race. We have a little bit of contact with Verstappen, a little bit of contact with Hamilton behind us, but we haven't made it out damage-free, it seems, out of turn 1, and Lando Norris now leading this Grand Prix after the first turn. A change for once for Lando Norris, actually getting the jump on Verstappen and getting into the lead. We're not having a good opening lap here, as we have a little bit of wheel spin out of that last turn, and now we overshoot the corner. Track limits on that one, so we got to get our pace up here, focus in, and close into Verstappen. We should be pretty good in the corners. The race is where we're going to struggle a little bit, so we got to be sure to stay within DRS range. But we're going to get DRS here on Verstappen. Leclerc is going to have DRS as well. He's right behind us. Still a tight field after the opening lap here. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Oh, no, it got cleared. We have not had a safety car in a long, long time. It's been quite a few races. Verstappen recharging his battery. We're going to see, maybe we go for the move here. Send it down the inside. No, he's going to close the gap. We turned off the battery, turned off the DRS early to get a good exit out of the corner, but we weren't really successful in that either. Leclerc 2/10 behind us. So I think we got to just be patient here and wait for a good exit out of the final corner to get the jump on Verstappen and get the overtake done so that we can start making our way towards Lando Norris. We don't want him to get ahead too much. I think Verstappen is keeping up though, so we don't have to worry about, you know, getting really stuck behind him and letting Lando run away with this race. Let's try this again here. We're going to be a little bit closer to Verstappen this time, I think, as long as we can get a good entry here, a good exit out of this next final corner. I think he's going to run away with it a little bit. We are going to get DRS. We'll use a little bit of that battery just to stay with him and see. Maybe there's a window of opportunity here. Yeah, we are gaining on him. He does not have DRS. He's fallen out of DRS range of Lando, and we are going to get the overtake done. Very easy move there to get ourselves into another McLaren 1-2. Leader in the R&D charts, leader in the constructors. We are now leading the race once again by Verstappen, trying to fight back here. And we just got to get these laps in, get the times up. Purple sector 1, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to close in on Lando here because right now we're not in DRS range, so we're going to be vulnerable to Leclerc and Verstappen down the straight. And then that's going to allow Lando to get further ahead, which we really don't want. So we got to get behind him quickly. But we've been given the objective now to get past Lando. Unfortunately, no team orders. I don't think the game is programmed that way to actually get team orders in your favor. Or at least I haven't seen it. But we've been given the objective to overtake Lando. So it looks like it's Papaya rules here in Imola, and we are within DRS range of Lando, so we could possibly get a move done here down the straight. We got a little bit of battery saved up, but we will have the help as well of DRS, and then deploy that battery. We should be quicker than Lando here. We're going to deploy and get the lead of this race most likely. Lando could be a sitting duck here. We're draining the battery all the way down to the end. Lando going on defense. And we got a race between the two drivers here. We're leaving them lots of space. We don't want to collide because we're obviously trying to win the constructors as well. But we get past Lando Norris to take the lead of this race on lap 8, starting from P3. So now let's see if we can keep it. Given that there's no safety cars or red flags or anything like that, we should be quicker than Lando here. And hopefully we can pull away in the next lap or two, drop out of DRS range. Lando's going to get DRS here, and we might fall back again. We're deploying the battery, using it for defense here, but it's not going to last us all the way back to the straight, so Lando is going to come storming in here, but he's not going to get us into turn 1. We're going to hold him off for just a little bit longer here, and now we got to focus on really charging the battery, utilizing it properly, so that we have enough, you know, power to defend him down the main straight, because obviously that's pretty much the only overtaking spot, unless he goes for something really unorthodox, which with this AI I don't necessarily expect. So we haven't managed to close that lap as Lando is closing in here. That DRS really helping him stay up to pace with us. We haven't managed to pull out of that DRS range. He falls back a little bit just for now, but he will have DRS. Verstappen's right there. Leclerc, though, has fallen a little bit behind. So is the Ferrari. Just too slow now to really compete. He is a few tenths behind Verstappen, but oh god, hold on, give me 1 second here. As Lando Norris is battling with us here. He's gonna retake the lead of this race as we're going wheel to wheel. We have contact with Lando Norris and we're giving each other space. I'm leaving him lots of room. I'm going side by side through the first 2 corners, and we get out of there, still leading the race. Lando Norris now trying to go down the inside, and we're leaving him the room once again. We got to be respectful here with our teammate Verstappen, though. If that was Verstappen, I am just going to try and cut him off as cleanly as I possibly can, but being very respectful with Lando Norris. And we now lead once again 6 tenths. But as I was saying, the Ferrari now just fallen. Have they fallen too far behind in the R&D race to really compete here? Oh, we got George Russell out of the session here. I think that's what the yellow flag was all about. But no safety car once again. I don't know how long it's been since we've had a safety car. I'm starting to think they're just not in the game anymore. I 100% know that I have it. The safety car settings set to increase. But we just haven't really gotten any action, sort of the safety cars or red flags or anything like that. But we're diving into the pits here. I think Lando will stay out this lap, so he's going to try and overcut us. And we're going to see what we can do in the pits. A little bit of a slow pit entry, but I'd rather do that than get the penalty. which I do tend to do in multiplayer, a little bit too aggressive. But here we go into the pits. I think Leclerc has come in as well. Lando is staying out, Verstappen is in, so it looks like everyone except Lando Norris has come in. Since we were ahead, we get the preferential treatment from the team, and that should help us here, hopefully. If the undercut is more powerful, or if the overcut is less powerful, I mean. So let's see where Lando Norris comes out. He's 5 seconds ahead of us, it seemed like. Just as he passed us, and then before we went into the pits, he was just over a second behind us. So let's see what we can do on these fresh hard tires. Definitely feels a lot grippier. So Lando's coming out of the pits here. I think it's going to be close. What about purple sector 3? Lando Norris with the fastest lap. And yeah, okay, we're going to get out in front of Lando. So overcut, not going to work here. And I think Verstappen gets, yeah, Verstappen got past him too. He's 3/10 behind. So we don't gain too much of an advantage. If anything, we lost time to Verstappen. And here he comes now. We're fighting with Verstappen for the lead of this race. Well, actually, not the lead. Berman and Gasly currently leading, but they have yet to pit. And they are just in front of us, I think. Verstappen right behind me. So is Lando. So is Leclerc. Oh, Leclerc got past Lando as well. Because I think Leclerc came in a pit, so that overcut and getting that preferential treatment from the team has really helped me here. And not so fortunate for Lando. He drops down to P4, but I'm not complaining too much because the team's got significant points. And it allows me, if we win this race and everything kind of stays where it is, for me to get a bigger gap in the championship. I want to try here to get within DRS range of, I think that is Pierre Gasly in front of me. He's probably going to pit very soon here. I want to get in DRS range so that I can have DRS down the main straight. I'll help you defend Verstappen and stuff here. I didn't charge my battery properly on this lap, which is not good. So we're not going to have too much of a charge for the back straight, or the main straight, sorry. But we will have the help of DRS from our not fellow Frenchman, but the Frenchman, Pierre Gasly in the Alpine. Only gonna have 30% battery, but the DRS will help here. He is also staying out, so we will get the slipstream. As a matter of fact, that should help us stay in front of Verstappen. Give us a chance to kind of reset on the battery deployment here. I don't want it to hold me up, though. Preferably, I'd like to get past, and then you can hold up the guys behind. And yeah, Verstappen is right behind us. We're going a little bit on defense here. Mr. Gasly, I would like to get through, please. No, he doesn't have to let me through because we're not lapping him. He just has a pin yet, and Verstappen trying to go down the inside. We're going to shut the door there. Yeah, Verstappen, or not Verstappen, Gasly kind of holding us up now, running into dirty air. Not good for the tires as well. We want to be in the clean air so that we get longer lasting tires. Oh god, Verstappen now once again being very aggressive here. Just get through this chicane. We are going to have the help of DRS once again, but this time with a much more charged up battery, so we should be able to kind of get down the road pretty quickly and hopefully create a bigger gap between Verstappen and I. Let Gasly get the hell out of the way. He's staying out again? No, okay, he's pitting. So now we got the clean air once again. We got the DRS. Verstappen is right there, but we got the battery. We got the DRS to help us, and we're actually quicker than Max Verstappen down the straight. That's going to help us keep the gap. So very tight race so far. No one's running away with it. Verstappen, give me a run for my money here. So is Lando, and I think Leclerc is still in this as well. Got 2 laps left to go, and trying to help Lando here. Oh, never mind. Okay, I was gonna say. Oh, actually, they're in a big battle right now. They're going back and forth between each other. Lando Norris is back up into P2, and we got another McLaren 1-2 potentially on the board here. And once again, myself could be finishing it out in front, but what I was going to try and do was push extra hard to get Verstappen to drop out, and then Lando can get that P2, which will help us in the Constructors. But actually, you know what? I take that all back. Now that I think about it, we don't want Lando in P2. We want him to finish as far behind as possible because he's our main championship rival as well. So I take that all back. Forget I said anything, but we got 2 laps left to go here. Since the pit break, or the pit stop, It's been pretty dull. We've just been keeping Verstappen, Norris at bay. Leclerc has fallen behind, and does confirm my suspicion that the Ferrari is going to need a lot of work if they want to keep Leclerc in this championship race, because you got to remember that we only have 10 race seasons, so the points that you get per race is even more important than, you know, in a full race or even a 16 race season, because there's less room for mistakes, less time to catch up. And Leclerc suffering in that poor Ferrari right now, the fourth fastest car on the grid, but he's managed to bring it up to P4. Sergio Perez nowhere to be seen here. Oh, that was a bad corner. But yeah, Perez nowhere to be seen. And the Mercedes, who have the second fastest car, also not really anywhere to be seen. George Russell did DNF earlier in this race. But Lewis Hamilton, I think he's in P7 or P8. I can't see him. I'm trying to count on the grid, or on the little, you know, graphic there of the track, but it's a little bit hard to do that while I'm driving. Also trying to fend off Lando Norris. We're on the final lap here. Lando Norris has closed it in to 4/10 of a second. Oh my god, he's catching up. Lando Norris is catching up. He shut the door on him there, and we're going wheel to wheel on the final lap. Oh my god, Verstappen had DRS that whole race, and he was not able to catch up, and then Lando Norris just gets the DRS and he storms in, and now we got a race here on our hands on the final lap. I should have been paying more attention instead of doing all this commentary, but Lando 2/10 of a second back, and Verstappen is right there as well. Lando Norris storming back, and he's gonna try and go for it into this turn. He's not gonna get it there, and he's gonna fall back a little bit too eager, and I think we'll be fine. Oh my god, I was not expecting that DRS. I guess Verstappen just has a slower car down the straights, because we kept him to like 4/10 of a second every single lap through the last turn. Oh, that is not good. That is not good. Oh my god. Yeah, but we kept the 4/10 of a second every lap, and he was never able to catch up with the help of DRS. And then Lando does it, and he immediately caught up to us, and we almost choked there through the chicane. But we are going to get the win here. Another McLaren 1-2 finish. Beautiful race. I will obviously take that. We didn't get the fastest lap. I think Lando got it, so he's going to, you know, cut the lead by 1 point technically, or give himself an extra point. And he takes that fastest lap from us with a lap that was just under 3/100ths of a second faster than us. I think we got it with DRS from Pierre Gasly before we went to the pits, I think, or after, sorry, after we came out and he was still in front of us. He hadn't pit yet, and we got the fastest lap. But then Lando took it later on. He did have the help of DRS pretty much that entire race to do that, so understandable. But we are gonna get our third win of the season here. Not as great of a win as the last race in Miami, but it was still a good race. We managed to keep up with Verstappen in those few opening laps, and then overtake him and Lando Norris, as a matter of fact. And another race win for us, which means we are still leading the Drivers' Championship, and we extend our lead to 11 points over Lando. Could have been 12 if we got that fastest lap, but not a big deal. Leclerc, though, takes a pretty big hit because he came in P4, so he's 17 points back now. And then Verstappen with that P3 does close in on Leclerc a little bit, so I'd still say it's a four-way battle for the championship, but Verstappen has got to do something in the next two races, I think. Otherwise, it might be game over for him. He really needs a top two finish if he wants to really reinsert himself into this championship battle conversation. For now, I'll still put him in there because he's still got some time. But like I said, 10 race seasons, a lot less time than usual. And then, of course, in the constructor standings, we have a commanding lead of 65 points over Ferrari. Carlos Sainz has not really been doing too well this season. To be honest, he's only got 29 points. And I guess that's understandable because Leclerc is coming off that momentum of winning the championship last season. And then on top of that, they only got the fourth fastest car. So I guess that performance is pretty understandable. But what's really confusing is where are the Mercedes this season? They have the second fastest car, and they've had, you know, they've been with Red Bull in second or third fastest, or Ferrari, sorry, before they fell off. they've been one of the top cars, and they haven't been able to perform with either driver. I know George Russell had the DNF, but Lewis Hamilton not really in the conversation for this race. He comes in P5, but 21 seconds behind myself, 16 seconds behind Charles Leclerc, so not great for Mercedes. We're still in this heated rivalry with Lando Norris. We didn't get the team orders. I'm still upset about that. They made us overtake in papaya rules, and we didn't get the team orders, but in our first race of the season, we got team orders to let him pass, and I think that's a little unfair, even though we are new to the team. But of course, as well, we got the championship rivalry. As I just said, we're 11 points over Lando Norris, and then this last rivalry, the rating rivalry, don't really care about. We're beating the Yuki Tsunoda as well, and then we should get a bunch of XP here. Hopefully we can approach 84 overall. Our focus goes up to 80. Yeah, and we're just about to hit 84, so we should hit that in the next race, which is absolutely fantastic. However, guys, that is going to be it for this one. It was a great race. Third win on the season, 11 points in front of Lando. I'm noticing now that he has yet to win a race, but he's been pretty consistent, so that's why he's in P2 in front of Charles Leclerc. But we've got 6 races left, so anything could happen. 11 points does not mean anything right now. We can go on a really cold spiel in the next few races, and Lando can close that gap or even surpass us, same as Leclerc. Verstappen, again, he has to do something in the next 2 races if he does want to be in this title fight. He did not have a great start to the season with a P4, P2, and a P8 in Miami, and that one really set him back. But if you guys aren't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, drop a like on this video, and hit the notification bell so you guys know when the next video is out. And until then, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day, everyone.